All right, everyone, check this out. Today we are building this expensive-looking dashboard in Jetpack Compose. But here is the twist. We are not writing the boilerplate manually. We are going to use the Gemini Agent inside Android Studio to generate this pixel-perfect UI for us. Just look at that clean purple header and the layout. Now, here is the tricky bit that catches a lot of developers off guard. Look at the header section. It's not just a standard rectangle, right? We have those rounded corners at the bottom. But wait, notice how that floating menu card, with the video and voice call buttons, is actually overlapping the background? It's straddling the line between the purple header and the white body. That's a classic case for a constraint layout or a box with precise alignment. Moving down, things get a bit smoother, but we can't get lazy. We have this pill-shaped search bar with a soft shadow, very material design. And right below it, look at that promo banner. I love that gradient. It goes from a soft periwinkle to a deeper blue. But we would achieving that specific gradient angle and placing the illustration on the right side requires a nice row scope, or again, a constraint layout to keep it responsive. And finally, down at the bottom, we have our grid menu. Inbox, maps, chats. This looks like a simple grid, but we need to make sure the spacing is uniform and those drop shadows on the white squares don't look messy. It's all about that consistent padding and finding the right corner radius to match the rest of the app's vibe. So, how do we build this without pulling our hair out? We are going to use the Gemini Agent right inside Android Studio. I've prepared a prompt that describes exactly what we just analyzed. We're going to feed it to Gemini and see if it can generate this pixel-perfect code for us in seconds. Let's dive in. But hey, real quick before we start, if you are feeling a bit lazy today and don't want to type out the prompt yourself, or if you just want the full finished source code ready to copy-paste, join the channel membership. It supports the channel and saves you time. Also, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more Compose magic. Let's get coding! First things first, let's check under the hood. I am currently running Android Studio Otter 2 Feature Drop, the 2025 build. If you're on a slightly different version, don't worry. The steps are pretty much identical. Let's close this out and hit that New Project button. Now here is where the magic starts. We are selecting Empty Activity. Notice that icon? That is the Jetpack Compose logo right there. Android Studio now defaults to Compose for new activities, so we don't need to mess around with any legacy XML setups. Just pure Kotlin. Click Next. All right, standard configuration time. I'll name this project My Application. Very creative, I know. Check your save location, and for the build configuration language, make sure you stick with Kotlin DSL. It's the recommended standard these days and makes dependency management way smoother. Everything looks green. Let's hit Finish and let Gradle build our project. Before we start typing any code, we need to fuel up with some assets. I've packaged all the icons and images used in this project into a zip file. It is completely free! You can find the GitHub link down in the description or in the pinned comment. Go ahead and grab that first. Once you have it downloaded, take a look. You'll see we have all the density buckets here, HDPI, XHDPI, and so on. This ensures our UI looks crisp on any device. Highlight all these drawable folders and copy them. Now pay attention here so we don't put these in the wrong place. Back in Android Studio, right-click on your Res folder, go to Open In, and select Explorer. We want to paste those folders right here inside the Res directory. And boom! Now Android Studio knows exactly how to handle our images. We are ready to roll. All right, assets are in place. Now for the secret sauce. I'm opening up the prompt file. Look at this. It's not just make a dashboard. It details the gradients, the corner radius, the overlapping logic, everything. If you grabbed this from the membership area, just open it up, select all, and hit copy. Back in the studio, we need our AI assistant. Look for the Gemini icon. It's usually on the right sidebar, looking like a little sparkle. If you don't see it, check your Tool Windows menu. Click it to open the chat interface. Here is the moment of truth. Click into the chat box, paste that massive prompt in. I hope this works. Hit enter! Now, we just sit back, relax, and let the agent write the code for us. Let's see what it cooks up. All right, I've sped up the footage here about 2 times because nobody wants to sit and stare at a loading bar for 2 minutes. But while it's doing its thing, watch how it handles the imports first, then structure the composables. It's actually thinking through the layout hierarchy. A quick technical note here. For this specific generation, I am using the Gemini 3 Pro model. At the time of recording, this is the heavy hitter. I chose Pro over Flash because Pro has significantly better reasoning capabilities for complex UI constraints and nested layouts like that overlapping header we saw earlier. Look at that flow. It's handling the modifiers, adding the spacers, and done! It looks like it generated the full dashboard composable and even the preview functions. It didn't crash, which is always a good sign. Now, let's get this code into our project. And just like that, the agent has applied the changes. Let's close this chat window to get some screen real estate back. We want to see our code in full glory inside main activity. Now, before we launch the emulator, let's use the Compose preview. If you don't see it, make sure you hit that split view button on the top right. Sometimes it needs a second to build. There it is. We can see the dashboard layout right inside the IDE. The shapes, the colors, it looks promising. But the real test is on the device. Let's get this running on the emulator. I'm hitting the green play button up top. Gradle is building, indexing. Come on, show me the pixels. Look at that! It matches our reference image almost perfectly. The constraints are holding up, the scrolling works, and the images are loading from our drawable resources. This is the power of Gemini 3 Pro combined with Compose. All right, seeing it run is one thing, but understanding the magic is another. Let's pop the hood, dive into the generated code, and see exactly how Gemini constructed this beautiful UI for us. Okay, let's dive into the code and see how this actually works. First off, inside onCreate, Gemini enabled edge-to-edge. This is crucial for drawing behind the system bars, giving us that modern full-screen look. Then, it simply calls our main composable, dashboard. Now, scroll down to the dashboard function. This is smart. It chose a constraint layout for the header. Why? Because we have that overlapping menu card. Doing that with a standard column is a nightmare. But here, look at the Create Refs line. It created references for the background, profile, and menu, allowing us to anchor them relative to each other. This right here is the magic trick. Look at the menu constraint block. It says top link to, top BG bottom, and bottom link to, top BG bottom. By anchoring the top and bottom to the same edge of the background, it forces the card to sit exactly halfway over the line. That creates that beautiful overlap effect perfectly. Moving down to the search bar. You know how the default text prefix has that ugly underline? Gemini handled that too. Look at the colors block. It set focused indicator color and unfocused indicator color to transparent. This gives us that clean, custom design without the material baggage. And for that banner, it didn't just use a flat color. It used a brush horizontal gradient. It transitions from 0FF7787F9 to a lighter blue. This subtle gradient adds so much depth to the UI. It's these little details that make the app look professional. Finally, down at the bottom, notice how it extracted Met, Attendance, and Grid item into their own composables? This keeps our main code clean and reusable. We aren't copy-pasting code for every single icon. It's just solid, clean architecture. Now, I know typing out all those constraints and hex codes can be a pain. If you don't feel like typing the prompt manually, or you just want this exact source code ready to go, consider joining the channel membership. The link is right there in the pinned comment and description. You get instant access to the prompt file and the full project source code. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.